Hello. Greetings to you all. Thank you for joining us today. It is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the IMG Academy National Honor Society induction ceremony. We at the Academy celebrate the achievements of our students every day, and it is a joy to share this particular achievement of these particularly special students with you today. These students balance their academic, sport, and social lives with commendable grace. These students, our community leaders. The National Honor Society is a national organization that recognizes the highest levels of student achievement and promotes community service. Each of these candidates, in order to be sitting here today, has earned a 3.8 or higher GPA and written an impressive essay detailing why and how their lives demonstrate the 4 pillars on which the National Honor Society is built: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The faculty recognized each of the students here today, our new inductees and current members, as deserving of one of the highest distinctions a high school student can achieve. Having had the opportunity to teach and work with these students, I can say from experience how very impressive they are. They consistently show that they possess integrity and generosity. They lead by example. They are curious, intrepid, creative, and tenacious. They ask great questions, they seek innovative answers, and they accomplish great things. And now they join the ranks of business leaders, professors, astronauts, politicians, professional athletes, writers, entrepreneurs who have joined the society before them. In addition to their impressive scholastic achievements, our NHS students give of their time and effort to our community. Our current members, seeking to raise funds for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, have over the course of this school year organized 3 successful fundraisers. Through these events, they not only raised a significant sum of money, but also gave of themselves. One of the most precious things belonging to an IMG Academy student is free time. They simply don't have much of it. However, these students this year have regularly given this tremendous gift of their time to this community. They have provided tutoring. They've put together and distributed care packages. They helped Mr. Lofgren with an art booth at Realize Bradenton and fed into our outside of the school community. And they brought our school community together by organizing and facilitating an elaborate campus-wide week-long game. Inductees, be encouraged not only by what these predecessors of yours have done, but how they have done it. With joy and generosity, ingenuity, and determination. Let us build on these successes of the past and continue to lead the IMG Academy community to realize the rewards of service, sacrifice, education, and integrity. It is your duty to continue to make your community a better community, and as you go forward to college and beyond, it will remain your duty. You are, each one of you, up to the task, and I trust you fully. I will now welcome Mr. Stephen Schwager, Dean of Faculty and Curriculum, to speak.
Thank you, everyone. For those who might be confused because his name is on the program, I am not Mr. Odell. Ms. Garris did not make a mistake. Mr. Odell is more experienced than I am, wiser, has more hair. But he did tell me this morning that, much to his disappointment, he would not be able to attend this wonderful ceremony. He asked me to pass on his apologies and to give to our inductees his heartfelt congratulations. He's very proud of you all. I do have to tell you, I will admit that when Mr. Odell shared this news with me, I did feel this very powerful flutter of nervousness in my chest. I told him this. We were in his office this morning, and he asked why, and I said, well, it's because whenever he speaks at an event like this, he's always very witty and wise and inspiring, and I didn't know if I can be all of those things. And so he looked at me and he nodded very thoughtfully, and I could tell he was trying to conjure up these magical words that would assure me that I was up to the task. And after about 30 seconds, he said, "You're right, you better just keep this short, Stephen." So I'm going to try to keep this short, but I do want to say a couple of things that are very important. There are 2 things that we have to recognize this morning. One is we do have to offer the appropriate recognition to our inductees. They are an amazing group of young women and men, and I also want to challenge them and challenge our National Honor Society members, and we'll do that in a couple of minutes. It is now more than 90 years since the National Honor Society was founded by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. In thinking about their motivation to founding the National Honor Society, I had this image in my mind of this group of men, and I imagine it would have been men because we were talking about 1920, and America was a very different place then. Women had just won the right to vote with the passage of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. So I imagine these men sitting around very stiffly in their starch suits, thinking about how high they could create a level of standard for recognition of students across the United States in order to say that they are the best and the brightest. And I imagine they started with saying the pillar of this society had to be scholarship. Of course it had to be scholarship. We only want those who achieve at the highest level academically. And then another probably said, well, that's not enough though. We need more than scholarship. We need individuals who demonstrably prove that they're devoted to being good servants, to serving those who are less fortunate. And I can imagine these principals nodding very sagely, saying, great, we have two powerful pillars. That seems like a really good standard to set. And then someone said, nope, not enough. Character is vital. We've got to have a third pillar. We need individuals who are demonstrably honorable, who have integrity, who are of high quality and character. If we get individuals who are high academic achievers, who serve their peers in their community and their society, and they are also of the highest character, we will have a great society, a great National Honor Society that will recognize these students. And then someone probably said, it's not enough. We need to see all of those things in action. We need individuals who are truly leaders, who demonstrate leadership, who put in action what they've learned, who put in action their commitment to service, who put into action words like honor and integrity. And they created four very powerful pillars upon which this society rests. And if you are sitting here today, if you are a member or you are an inductee, then you have achieved something great. They were right, these principals, 90 plus years ago, when they sat down and identified these four pillars as being vital. You have really accomplished a lot. We're very proud of you, and we applaud you this morning. We also do something else, though. While we applaud you, this is not an end. This is really just a beginning. We also place something on your shoulders. It's a burden. It is a burden of responsibility. We recognize you as leaders, and we ask that you lead by example. You may not realize it, but leadership opportunities present themselves daily, in the classroom, on the field of play, in the dugout, on the sideline. They present themselves when you're hanging out with friends, when you're with teammates. Opportunities for leadership are always there. It's your responsibility to speak up as leaders. Leading is making a choice to speak up, even when it may not be cool, even when it may not be popular, and even when it may be risky. There are many examples. I'm sure that you've all heard them. You've heard examples of leaders making courageously moral stances. I'm going to give you one today. I'm going to leave you with one example. I'm sure you've heard this. A 12-year-old girl named Malala Yousafzai of Pakistan, she decided to speak up. She was only 12 when the Taliban ordered that girls not attend school in northwest Pakistan. It's affected over 1 million school-age girls. Malala did not agree with this decision. She wrote letters. She gave interviews on the radio, on the television. She was threatened. Her life was threatened, but she continued to speak up. She was willing to brave those threats because she believed in something, that girls deserved an education and they deserved to go to school as much as boys. You probably know this story of this amazing 12-year-old. She's 14 now, but she is lucky to be 14 because she was attacked by a gunman who shot her twice. She survived. She recuperated. She's now healthy. She spoke at the United Nations. She spoke her mind. She was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. She spoke in the Oval Office to the President of the United States. Remember, this is a 14-year-old girl from Pakistan. What do you think she spoke about to the President of the United States when she was in the Oval Office? She told him on camera that she disagreed with his policy on drone strikes against the Taliban in her country. 14-year-old girl told the President of the United States that. This is an example of a leader speaking her mind, speaking truth to power, some will say. You all have the ability to do that. We ask you to demonstrate leadership in all ways that you can. Remember, leaders are made through hard effort. They persevere when they fail, and they speak up when it's risky. Please never fear to be a leader. Only fear your conscience if you fail to lead. We congratulate you, and we respect you, and we honor you today. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Schwager. I will now call the officers of the NHS to explain the significance of the pillars and to light the symbolic candles. Allie?
Scholarship. Scholarship means commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Nick.
Service. Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of daily life, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Jess.
Character. Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each of us our individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life. When once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant action, striving daily to make the right choice. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Miranda.
Leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school, sport and activities around campus, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantial charge to each of our members.
The flame of these candles will light your way through school, college, and your lives, no matter what you do in your bright futures. We will now introduce the inductees who will receive their certificates, pins, and membership cards from Mr. Schwager and Mr. Locke. I will be calling your names in alphabetical order. When I call your name, please come up to the front and accept your pin and your certificate. D'Lo Baker. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention you should stop and smile for the camera. Adrian Del Bosque. Taylor Boyd. Baron Carvel. Emily Chu. Emily is not with us today. Ian Colliard. Andrew Flaherty. Alex Giancoutzidis. Did I do that right? No. Giancoutzidis? Yes. Santiago Gomez. Miriam Gracias. Kareem Husami. Sarah Jamal. Daniel Jaramillo. Varun Jayaram. Samuel Joyce. Jesper Kassanen. Katerina Kozarov. Ian McLeod, who is not here with us today. Francesco Martini. Estefania Morales. Austin Pauga. Abelardo Ruiz. Thomas Simeonetti. O.J. Singh, who is not with us today. Chiwin Tan. Nick Thomas. Theo Tron. Charles Trimmer. Christian Wommeldorf. Once inducted into the NHS, since it's a national organization, you are always inducted into the NHS. The following names, if you're here, I know some of you aren't, but if you're here, just please stand right where you are. The following names are people who have transferred from one chapter of the NHS at a previous school into our chapter and successfully met our requirements. Peter Finnegan, Donald Foster, Jacob Howell, Warren Lewis, David Santos, Ryan Vukovic, and Saya Liu. Thank you. All NHS members, please rise to recite the pledge after me. You ready? I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and by deed, to make its ideals, the ideals of my school, and of my life. You may sit.